If you watch my channel, you know I enjoy going outdoors with musical instruments, getting inspired by the environment I'm in, and improvising or playing a musical piece. Because of that, I'm constantly striving to reduce the size of my setup. When the gear is heavy, by the time I lug it to the filming spot, I no longer feel like making music. So when I saw the Donner Medo, I thought this is exactly my kind of groovebox, and I placed an order. While waiting for delivery, I watched reviews and tests of the device on YouTube. I heard that the layering of music made on the Medo doesn't sound very good, but I chalked that up to rushed overviews or creators who didn't know how to configure it properly. Now that I've spent 3 days with the Donner Medo, I have something to say. Unfortunately, the impression is not very pleasant. Right away, I want to stress, this is not a hate video, but constructive criticism. I really want this device to be refined into a solid groovebox in such a compact form, something I can use for my creative needs. So don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment. Let's go. The first thing, and what honestly shocked me to the core, was the lack of sound panning. To explain roughly, imagine a band playing on stage. The guitarist is to your right, the bassist to your left, the vocalist in the center front, and the drums in the back. That's how spatial audio is built. No one gets in each other's way. But here, all the sounds are pushed to the center. For me, hearing that feels like an insult. I just don't get it. Why did people figure this out back in the 90s with this old drum machine, which still sounds great today? But in this super modern device with a companion app and all kinds of tech features, they forgot to add a basic function like panning. To make matters worse, in a previous video I showed old music trackers from the early digital era, and even those had panning. As a result, I think you can't play more than 2 or 3 sounds at once on this device, and that to me is a tragedy. If any developers are listening, this needs to be fixed immediately. Anything else can be excused, but this flaw should not exist in a music device. It defeats the whole purpose of the machine. You can't record anything decent that sounds good together. Sure, you could record each sound separately into a computer and mix later, but isn't that missing the point? Then there's the limiter, or rather, the lack of one. It's strange to me that when you turn on a synth and the sound isn't even at 100%, the output overloads. The speaker or headphones crackle. There should be a limiter that prevents the device from crossing a certain loudness threshold. This thing is marketed as an improvisational tool. But how can you improvise live when you turn on a synth and it screeches so hard it blows your speakers? I also don't get why the developers built a visual studio inside the app, but didn't allow for basic editing like trimming a loop or copying a fragment. You should be able to build a composition from various recorded parts. We already have a tab that shows multi-track view. Wouldn't it make sense to make it functional? There's an Android app called BandLab. I used to work with it a lot. It looks quite similar, so when using Medo's app, I'd instinctively try to tap around like in BandLab, only to get frustrated because nothing worked. Another thing missing: solo and mute buttons for channels. To listen to a single instrument, you have to turn the volume down on every other one manually. The lack of an equalizer is also a big letdown. You could at least partially solve the panning issue by placing instruments in different frequency ranges. Or you could make a harsh hi-hat sound more pleasant by reducing the high frequencies. But nope, no such luxury here either. The quality of the effects is low. The reverb and delay sound really odd. They can work for certain artistic decisions, but not for typical use. And personally, just speaking for myself, the ergonomics could be better. I wouldn't say it feels great to hold or that it looks particularly nice. But that's a matter of taste, so let's put that point aside. In conclusion, I'd like to mention a piece of software for the Nintendo DSi, the Korg DS10. It came out in the mid-2000s, nearly 20 years ago. It has an amazing set of features. Two fully functional synthesizers with two oscillators each, tons of settings, automations, and meta settings. Yes, Medo has a similar synth, but it's in a separate app, and from what I gathered, it only runs on PC. I couldn't install it on my tablet. Then there's the drum machine. It has 4 channels. Each sound can be synthesized from scratch, and all of it is controlled through a full-featured mixer. Please take note of the panning and the mute buttons. So here's my verdict. In my opinion, this product is very raw. It needs a lot of improvement. I really hope it will be refined because I had certain plans for this instrument, and I still hope to realize them once the product is complete. That's all I wanted to say for now. I'd appreciate your subscription. If you own a Donner Medo, let me know in the comments how it works for you. Stay healthy and see you next time.